know, Helen Keller is a favorite of my youngest daughter. And she said, "I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something." Young people like my children see the world in simple terms. People are hungry. That's not right. It's not fair. We must help them.
Everybody's family is hungry.
Steve Brady was a realist and an idealist all at once. He knew the task of stopping hunger among children in the U.S. could be daunting, but the fight to take it on was so important that the obstacles simply couldn't derail his mission.
When a single mom has to choose between paying for gas necessary to get to work or putting food on the table for her children, it's a terrible burden, but help is on the way.
Sodexo offered a unique platform from which to wage the fight, offering great access to food companies and delivery systems, community organizations, and food shelters, plus a virtual army of Sodexo volunteers.
In 1996, we had 17 people in a walk against hunger in Boston. And as of this year, we have expanded the initiative to 27 countries, and more than 39,000 people across the globe from Sodexo have been involved. The bad news is that in the United States of America today, there are nearly 50 million people at risk of hunger. One of the real tragedies, of course, is that 17 million are children. It's an astounding 1 of every 4 children in our nation. Children who are malnourished have an impaired ability to learn. They have more illnesses and more absences, and it's a tragic way to perpetuate the cycle of poverty.
Steve had the determination to tackle things on a national level, working with Share Our Strength to establish 2015 as the year by which childhood hunger would end in America. And he had the heart to feel things on a personal level.
I'd like to tell you a story about a 9-year-old boy. His name is Marvin. That's his real name. And as I said, he's 9 years old. He lives with his mom and his 3-year-old sister in Houston. His mom has a lot of health problems, and she's unable to work. So Marvin had to grow up real fast, and he's taken over as the man of the household. And to keep food on the table, Marvin rides his bike every day to pick up some groceries and sandwiches and at the local hunger relief organization. And one day when he was there, Marvin asked a favor. He said, "Could you put the mayo on one side of the sandwich? We save 1 slice of bread and half of the apple and juice for dinner." When you hear something like that, you never look at a meal the same way again.
Through the Sodexo Foundation, Steve worked with his team to recognize people taking it upon themselves to fight hunger. He especially loved the unexpected, unrelenting, and creative spirit of young people who took up the cause. Steve was completely smitten by their enthusiasm and their unfiltered responses.
Art Linkletter made a career out of this. I'm going to see if I can tank mine. What are you going to do with that grant money?
It is going to the JC Club, which we feed 1,000 kids a day in the summer. Last summer we fed 50,000. I've worked there for 4 years, so altogether it's been, I don't know, do the math.
200,000.
200,000.
Thank you, Cassie. And you established Joshua's Heart Foundation. How old were you when you did that?
5.
5. What took you so long? What were you waiting for?
Steve would have a hard time accepting that the Sodexo Foundation existed because of him. Instead, he'd insist that its success is due to the hard work of tens of thousands of Sodexo employees, the vast network of community food shelters, and every individual who raises another dollar, brings in another can, or donates another hour to creating the dignity, stability, health, and productivity for people in need of food.
The only thing I can say is that all of this that the foundation has done and will do in the future is really only because of people like you.
The problem of hunger is complex, but Steve's belief was simple. Hunger is real. It's all around us. But to really understand and tackle the problem, we have to take hunger personally.
We all want to think that the time we spend on this planet is a worthwhile time and that we've had an impact and that we've made a difference. Thank you. Thank you very much for your support.